Hey everyone, it's Val the Huntress and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I do pick a card readings and other spiritual based video topics. Today's pick a card reading is going to be, what is your deepest, darkest desires when it comes to love and lust? Thank you for everyone who's been liking and sharing my videos. I really do appreciate it. And everyone who has been booking readings with me and also the donations to the channel. I'm really grateful. So check out my Mystic Leader course as well if you're wanting to strengthen your own psychic abilities. We also have untapped parts of our psychic abilities. So this works on unlocking them, which a lot of them are being passed down from our ancestral line and from past lives. Don't forget, I do offer personal readings as well. So if you would like to book a personal reading with me, all my information is in the description box below. I have added new options on there too. So check that out. Great, so let's jump back into the reading. So the question we're going to be asking is, what is your deepest, darkest desires when it comes to love and lust? So I'm going to have 4 piles of pictures for you to choose from today. So we have group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, and group number 4. If you need to pause the video, please feel free to do so and take a couple of deep breaths. Go with what your intuition, your gut, which picture or pictures are calling to you. If you're drawn to more than one pile, I would definitely listen to them because I will have multiple messages for you. Great, so let's start with pile number 1. What is your deepest, darkest desires when it comes to love and lust? Pile number 1. What is your deepest, darkest desires when it comes to love and lust? Flip. So we have the 4 of Cups in reverse. We have the 5 of Wands. Deepest, darkest desires. Deepest, darkest desires. Okay, and we have the the 9 of coins, the 9 of pentacles. Okay, so pile number 1. What is your deepest, darkest desires when it comes to love and lust? I feel with this group that you are you're not really into many. You would rather have one person. I feel like this group is more about you. Your deepest, darkest desire is you just want to have that one. It's what you long for, is that one person. You don't want to have many options. You kind of feel that something, but I'm almost, yeah, but I'm hearing too that it's kind of like you feel that it's kind of like a guilty pleasure, because either there is one person, either that is in your life now or that you're wanting, but it's kind of like I'm hearing you feel that it's selfish because you're just wanting this one person all to yourself. You actually don't want the person that you are in love with or would be in love with. You would not want them to be with anyone else. You would just want them to be with you, and you don't want anyone else. Yeah. And like, you don't want them to have friends as well. Or if they did, you kind of want to be the center of attention. Like, the center of this person's world is what you want. And that's kind of your deepest, darkest desires. You want, like, you also want that person to come to you for whatever they need. So whether they like, if they're not feeling good or if they've gone through a rough time, like emotionally, you want this person to come to you. You kind of want to be their all. They're like their peace. I'm getting, like, you want to be, I don't know, it's kind of like, this deepest, darkest desire of yours is to, yeah, it's kind of like, and you only want this person to come to you with their things, to come to you to be their all and everything, is what I'm getting. I almost feel, though, because it is your deepest, darkest desires, you would not let this person know. So it would kind of be something that is kept quite, it is quite dark, and it would be kept quite hidden. It's kind of like there would be this, maybe even like a manipulative energy or something underneath this, where it's kind of like, this is what you would want, but you wouldn't really, you would have a poker face. You wouldn't put this person wouldn't know, because it's kind of like they don't know what you're thinking, and they don't know what your plans are, I'm getting. I also feel that your deepest, darkest desires is, I'm getting that there's also like a thing around, you kind of thrive a bit on drama. There's this thing too around, because these are your kind of deepest, like, this is like a shadow side. Like, we all have shadow attributes that we're working on, and this is just to bring it to attention. I feel that perhaps a lot of your relationships, or even if you're, like, you wouldn't know you were doing this, or your relationships or the past relationships have been kind of where there's been a lot of either arguments or fights, and it's kind of like the norm. You probably grew up in a home as well that was quite like, that was like the normal, when perhaps there were like arguments, even like violence for some, and it's kind of something that you've learned, and this is something that is one of like your shadow sides, is that this is kind of like what you've always known. So you could have in the past, or still recently, in like your love and lust kind of, it's kind of, I'm also getting like it's kind of like how you would show affection or how you would show love, because it's so passionate and so fiery, and it's almost like, I only want you to be with me. I only, and I have so much like a desire and like passion for you that, like, it's really intense. So we would have like explosive arguments and like heated discussions, but this is because we are so passionate, and this is kind of like this kind of underlining deep dark kind of desire, or the shadow side of you is that you're so passionate and you're so fiery, and you it's just like, yeah, like wanting this person all to yourself, and wanting to only want them to love you. I did say I'm getting like around like there is a bit of like manipulative energy where you would also maybe play on your emotions to get what you want. Like, you know how to get what you want, and you're very intelligent in how you play this out, I'm getting. But it's, yeah, that deepest, darkest desires is just to only have that one, like that one partner that you're with, and kind of like this one partner is like everything to you, and you want them to be like, you are their everything. Okay, let's pick some more cards. I'm gonna pick, so your deepest, darkest desires, group 1. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups. We have the Page of Swords in reverse. And we have the Six of Cups. So I'm also getting that one of your like deepest, darkest desires also is that you also fantasize about people from your past, them coming back to you and wanting you again. Like, there's always this thing that it's about like memories, and of like the returning of old flames, or because it's kind of this thing around the wanting, like the seductive quality, this kind of underlining like kind of that manipulative, or just something where you would imagine these people coming back to you, and it's kind of like this hidden like desire that you secretly have. I'm also getting that your deepest, darkest desires, I don't know, I am getting that you fantasize about a past flame. There's someone that is on your mind that, which is interesting, because there's someone on your mind that you're like fantasizing about. So maybe if you're not with anyone, or even if you are, I am getting that you still think about someone else wanting you, but I am also getting that there's someone on your mind that you fantasize about that is going to come back to you. Almost like they're going to, like recognize what they've done, and then they're always going to, so there's always this thing in your mind that you kind of have this memory, there's always these memories, or this fantasy of someone returning from your past, and these kind of like, he or she is coming back to offer you something, to give you something, and to kind of like reclaim your love and want to be with you, is what I'm getting. And there's kind of this deepest, darkest desire that you have. So whether this is recent or the past, I am getting that for a lot of you, this, because this is, I'm reading your energy, this is what you're feeling. There is someone on your mind that you've kind of been like, he or she is going to come back, and they're going to message me, they're going to kind of like come in on this, kind of just like swoop you off your feet and know they're like the wrongs that they've done. It's kind of this thing where I'm also getting one of your deepest, darkest desires in love and loss is that I'm hearing that you don't like to play by the rules. You don't like, it's kind of like your way or the highway. So in love and lust, you need to be in control, and you don't care about what's kind of right or wrong, as a part of like your shadow self. There's kind of just like, you do what you feel fits in with your life and how you feel. You don't go by the books. You don't go by what people tell you. You just do what you want, and that's what I'm getting. Okay, let's pick some oracle cards. Your deepest, darkest desires. All this wants to come out. Your deepest, darkest desires when it comes to love and lust. One. Your deepest, darkest desires. I know you do have quite a dark side, and you probably hide it really well. I feel like people like this, you hide it. Like, people wouldn't know because you might look like you're innocent, or you might just, people don't know, even when they're with you, they don't know what's going on in your mind. Like, yeah, and I am definitely getting there's someone that you are reminiscing about or wanting, even if you don't admit it. I can see it. Okay, so you got the goddess of the sacred path, let go of logic and trust your intuition. And we have the goddess of awakening. This is a wondrous time of exploration, romance, and creativity. So I feel in your deepest, darkest desires, I am getting that you are actually, there's a lot of things here around your manifestations and your mind. Even I feel like if you are like fantasizing about a person and, like you're pleasuring yourself and you are thinking about a person, I do feel that you are creating like a magnetic field and a magnetic, like you're actually drawing them in. So I don't know if you know that you're doing this, but you are actually creating this field between you two, just between you, like you're actually very magnetic, and you, even when I'm feeling a lot of things around these memories and things, and this person that you're trying to pull into you, pull back to you, into you, is like, this is something that you're actually very good at, and you're creating this energy between you two, and it's actually like drawing them back, I'm hearing, because even I'm getting this person thinks about you. So it's kind of like you wouldn't tell anyone that you're doing this. This is kind of something that is like your personal thing that you do. But I am getting that there's a lot of magic around this, and these dark desires that you have, that you're actually drawing these people back to you. There's also a lot of things here around, I am getting a lot of things around like your past lives. There's a lot of things here like past lives, past lovers, and that's probably why you might have had a lot of lovers for some people, but maybe that's why you're always kind of reminiscing, because you are kind of this person that is, you're kind of there to teach people as well. You're both like, when you have partners, you're both learning from each other, and I'm seeing that there is this thing where a lot of your old flames, your old partners, your exes, or your lovers, they always like actually dream and think about you, and there's this whole thing around when you are thinking about them, I can see that you're actually sending them like vibes and energy, and it's actually like, then they're always thinking about you, I'm getting. And it's kind of like, yeah, because it's like your deepest, darkest desires and things. Even if you don't want to be with them, you might just think about them, or you might be dreaming about them. But there is this thing about you that even though if you weren't right for someone, they would still want to come back to you. And this could be on, even though there's, you know, these deepest, darkest desires, you might not know you're doing. They could be, you know, like in your subconscious, so you don't know, or you're doing in your dream time, or even if you are just thinking about them in like a sexual way or something, that this is actually, I'm getting that you are, like, your deep dark powers are, you're actually drawing them back to you, and you actually have that power within you. Great, and that's all I have for group number 1. Yeah, I hope you found this reading interesting. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my content. And yeah, if you would like to go in the draw to win the free reading, just drop a comment below. Let me know how it resonated. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, all my details are in the description box below. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya. Hey Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. So today we're going to be asking the question, what is your deepest, darkest desires when it comes to love and lust? So let's so pile number 2, what is your deepest, darkest desires when it comes to love and lust? Three. Oh, that's so funny. Sorry, because it's like the same. You might want to watch part 1. Okay, so we have the 5 of Wands. Oh my gosh, it's like the same cards. That's so funny. Okay, and we have the 4 of Cups in reverse. Okay, this one's different. And we have the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands, and that was in reverse. And at the bottom of the deck, we had the 9 of Pentacles at the bottom. Okay, so group 2. So group 2, your deepest, darkest desires is that I feel that you want, your deepest, darkest desires is that you want people to fight for you. You want people to be in, like, I'm getting to like die for you. You want people to be so freaking like passionate about you that they don't know where their head is. You want them to be just like so completely obsessed with you, so in love with you. You want all this. Like, you literally just want them to fight for you. You want passion. You want, like, yeah. You kind of crave this, you crave the attention, you crave the wanting, you crave, and it's like, even if you don't want them, you just want them to want you. You want to, yeah, it's like you gel more, like you flow, like like this fire, passionate energy. So you could be, I feel like you are quite fiery too. And anyone else, like if there's someone that's not really the cut, it doesn't really, because it doesn't really, it's not really gonna like make it, it's not really gonna like do it for you. So your deepest, darkest desires is, and I'm getting, it's like, because you are so independent as well, But you want, even if you're not with these people, so even if this is like people lusting after you or just like wanting you, you want, like, if someone is just coming in mediocre, they're not really giving you much, or they're not like good in bed, or they're just like boring, you're not going to be interested. You don't want boring people. And you're like, I feel that you wouldn't tell people, you wouldn't tell them this because they're still, like, we are going into like your, more of your like darker subconscious mind here. So this is going to be different to like how you wouldn't tell this person. I feel like you wouldn't say this to the person, but this is like your underlying thing where you don't want boredom. You don't want, and I'm hearing you don't want people that are weak. Sorry to say that's funny. You don't want like weak people. You want someone who is going to. Okay, this is what I'm getting to. So you want this push and pull. So you like the attention, you want them to want, you want this fiery kind of energy, but then when they come in, you're like, not interested, or you kind of like one of this deep, this kind of dark thing that you have is like you would play this push and pull game where you kind of get off on the fact that someone's really into you, someone really wants you, but then you are like, you play coy, you don't want them, but it's almost like a test, because when they kind of come in, you don't really, you like to test people. You don't like to, you don't like people to know what you're thinking too, and you're very good at putting on a mask, like here. You're very poker face, you're very straight. People don't, because you're independent too. They think they don't have a chance. They most likely don't have a chance. But you kind of like to play a little bit of this game where if you want to see how much someone would desire you and want you. But I'd say 9 times out of 10, you're not interested, I'm getting. But yeah, let's find out more. I'm like, what does interest you? What would interest you in your deepest, darkest desires? Group 2. Actually, let's leave. Where's the card? Leave that there. This is you. Okay. Group 2. Your deepest, darkest desires when it comes to love and lust. Okay, we have the world. We have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Darkest desires. And we have the Two of Swords in reverse. So I'm getting that same push-pull energy of your deepest, darkest desires is that you want people to fight over you. It would be like a fantasy that, 2 men or 2 women were fighting over you and really wanted you. I feel like potentially this has actually happened in your life. Let me know. I feel that your deepest, darkest desire is, it's kind of like you want people to fight over you, and you kind of have this thing where you're really enjoying it, but you don't let on with this poker face. You will not let people know that you're kind of like really into this. I also am getting that like sexually as well, and your deepest, darkest desires is like you potentially might want two other people and with you, and you might actually like to be blindfolded or tied up or something where I feel that it's kind of like, yeah, you would really enjoy that, and you would not, it's kind of like this thing of like, I feel in your life you always have to be quite controlled, or you have a lot of responsibility, and I kind of feel like you would be really into this because it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like an escape for you, I'm getting as well. I also feel that, yeah, it's kind of just something quite secret that maybe you wouldn't share with a lot of people, but there's just this whole thing that you just have this desire for everyone to want you, and you want to be the center of attention without anyone knowing that you do, because you keep this real like on the down low. You don't tell people this. This is like really deep within you. Again, there's this whole thing around like your energy just kind of like you would lure people in but then push them away. They would give you something but you wouldn't then refuse. So you would be very lucky to get in with you. And I feel even if you had some type of like encounter like this fantasy that I said, you wouldn't, I feel like, yeah, it would be secret and no one would know about it, or you wouldn't really know these people, I'm getting, just for some, if it resonates. Yeah, but you kind of have like this real underlining, mysterious kind of, yeah, like dark sexual side to you, and you don't tell a lot of people about this. It's, yeah, because you actually come across, because I'm reading your, like your deeper, darker subconscious, this is like your mind and the energy, you would kind of come across that maybe to people that you're not really like this, I'm getting, like in your everyday life. People wouldn't really know this about you, and I'm getting that you're actually quite an alchemist, and that if you actually wanted these experiences, you have created them before in your life. Like you could actually, yeah, and you don't tell people. I reckon you had some like kind of crazy experiences, but you don't share them with a lot of people. And I am getting, yeah, that you are an alchemist, and it's kind of like either if you have traveled before a lot, I feel like you're quite a free spirit actually, this independent free spirit, and that you, I don't know, I feel like you've actually had quite a lot of experiences in your life, and you've drawn them into you, whether you knew it or not. You've had some quite deep kind of, I don't know, I want to say dark, but it's not dark in a bad way. Like it's just, because the darkness is good too, because you can't have dark without the light. So it's kind of just like an experience where you're all about more of the experiences rather than the emotions, and like this kind of like undermining dark desires that you have. I'm getting. I'm kind of like getting like Angelina Jolie vibes. Yes, like the Angelina Jolie vibes, like that kind of dark, seductive quality about you, where you would experiment and kind of like you like to have these experiences, but there is this thing around your energy where you are wanting this, fire passionate energy, and yeah, like wanting people to want you, and this, yeah, this is kind of like coming through in your energy and what you create. But I feel like a lot of people are actually quite attracted to you. I'm not sure if a lot of people can handle you as well. Okay, let's pick some of these oracle cards. Oh my god. Oracle cards. Yeah, that's random. You could be really into reading. Okay, your deepest, darkest desires, group 2. Okay, so yeah, we do. We've got Goddess of the Shadows. How perfect. And it says, what you perceive to be your dark side holds a hidden treasure. So I'm getting that you might have a lot of, maybe guilt and shame around this, or things you've done in the past, where this is saying, like I said before, it doesn't, it's not like dark. I mean, it's just that some of these things in the darkness, in the unknown, is where you find like some of the most amazing gifts. And we are here, of course, in safety. But maybe there is this thing around you feel that these things are like forbidden and you shouldn't be doing them, whether this is like through religious or your family or how you've been brought up, and that's why you've kind of had this, you feel it's like this, guilty kind of like pleasure or something that you shouldn't be doing, where this card is like, this is like a part of your sexual liberation, your way of being in the world, like you are a free spirit, right? So this is about more of like these deepest, darkest desires are like an expression of your, especially I'm getting to around the sacral, and this is like also, in your sacral chakra, this is also like helping you in your everyday life, especially in your creativity, your business. So embrace that and don't like hide it. If you, like these experiences you've had, or this is, if you haven't had it and this is like what you're wanting, this is kind of just saying that it's not, it's actually like a hidden treasure, and these are things that can actually help you, because we always have, like the dark and the shadow. We need the shadow within the light, the yin and yang. So don't be ashamed. And then we have the Goddess of Awakening. And that was in the other part too. This is a wondrous time of exploration, romance, and creativity. So it's kind of like, even though she's in that card saying, even though you're in the darkness, there's so perceived shadows and these things that you're wanting to explore, there could be a lot of things like repressed here, that you're wanting to do, or just thoughts and things, but it's kind of telling me that in this darkness and these shadows, when you kind of like face them, or you're kind of more in them and accepting of them, this is when you will start to see more of this light, because you can't like repress these things and shut them down, and it's just like avoiding and not fully seeing like you are this full sexual being and the capacity of what you're able to have and hold in your being. So I feel like it's just saying, like, in these shadows is where you will find probably some real, like, the awakening of true romance. Then this, like, it's hard to explain, because I feel like sometimes we have things in our lives that have happened, or kind of going more to things that we have told that were so-called wrong, and it's like obviously having your own discernment, but it's like also these can lead to, embracing the shadow is like leading to the opening of something new and new beginnings. And I mean, here we have like, like the snake too, with like the kundalini things, where especially around like the god, these are goddess cards, and especially there are a lot of goddesses of the, the shadow goddesses, and they're all there to teach us about ourselves and kind of like to stop, especially around like the feminine, and to like these things that we have been told are so-called wrong and like repressed. This is all about the rising and feeling that energy from the deep, dark, the earth is really what it is. But it's because it's just been like shunned or frowned upon that it's like, so really exploring that. I feel these cards are asking you to really explore that, and that I feel that these are going to lead to some really amazing openings in your life and new beginnings. And also I am seeing like opening of your heart and opening of creativity, I did say, and romance coming into your life as well. I do really feel that. Great, and that's all I have for group number 2. I hope you found that reading interesting. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my content. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, all my details are in the description box below. If you'd like to go on the draw to win the free reading, just drop a comment below. And yeah, I love to read all the comments anyway. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya. Hey Pal 3, and welcome to your reading. So today we're going to be asking the question, what is your deepest, darkest desires when it comes to love and lust? So let's pick some tarot cards. Pile number 3. Pile number 3. What is your deepest, darkest desires when it comes to love and lust? Okay. We have the Strength card, and that was in reverse. We have the King of Wands, and I feel that's like upright. This is an interesting energy. And we have the Six of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck we have the Seven of Wands. We have the Seven of Wands. Okay, group number 3, your deepest, darkest desires. I feel like in this group that your deepest, darkest desires is you want to be submissive. You want someone to take control. You want to completely surrender and give yourself over to another person. But not just any person. Like it's kind of this person that you want to fully surrender to has to be in a certain energy, I'm getting, in a certain frequency for this to happen. Because it wouldn't just happen with anyone. It has to be someone that you obviously have chemistry with. You might already know this person. it has to be someone who is really strong, who knows what they want, but also is intuitive, but yeah, it's kind of like dominant but intuitive at the same time. And because this is the only way that you would feel comfortable and fully surrendering and letting go, because I feel that in your everyday life you have to be really strong. I feel like a lot of people actually really want you, and you've had to literally fight a lot of people off. I am also getting that in this dark desire you have, you actually fight the thought of yourself. You have these fantasies, but I feel like you've actually been stopping yourself from having them, because either who this person is that you're thinking about is not someone you're meant to be with, I'm getting. But I feel, yeah, you're actually fighting with the dark subconscious side of you. You're not wanting to really go there, but this is your desire. I feel like in a lot of love and lust and with lovers, or you've always had to be the one that was in control, the one who was like strong, and that's kind of like, if someone asked you, you would say, no, I don't want to be submissive, because you wouldn't want to. Because you want to be in control. Like, that's how you best, I feel, or you've had to in relationships or in encounters. I feel like you've always had to be that way. But your deepest, darkest desire is that you actually want to succumb to this person, or whoever this person is you're being like thinking about, or either you know this person, or this is like just something that would be a desire. So either you don't know this because the opportunity hasn't arisen, and there's also this thing that you're actually like shutting it out and you don't want to look at it, but I can see that it's there. There's this thing around, especially during dream time and nighttime, is when these things I'm feeling are most coming into play. I'm not sure, because I'm really picking up on that either. I don't know, because this is a general reading, but for some people I am picking up on that there is an actual person, and this person has been also feeling the same way about you, that they want to like dominate you. And I'm feeling like you've been either feeling this, or you're stopping yourself from thinking of this, is what I'm getting. I feel like your deepest, darkest desire is like, there's something that you really want. I feel like you would get off on like the fact that you got something that wasn't meant to be yours, or something that's like forbidden here, I'm getting. There's kind of this desire around getting something it's in your mind. There's something that you want, that you're thinking about, and you're kind of like, I shouldn't have this thing, this person, this situation, whatever it is. But there's this thing around, if like I actually got it, like you would so get off on it, like you would, it's kind of this thing where getting your own way, I'm getting, is like a part of this, like this desire that you have. Let's like look a bit more. I might get my let's pick some more cards. Deepest, darkest desires. Actually, let's clarify these three cards. So the Strength in reverse. So we have the King of Wands here, and then we have the Knight of Wands, and the King of Wands. So it's only going to take a certain person for you to have this like this dark desire that you have. It's only going to come from a certain someone. Okay, we have the Six of Swords, clarifying the King of Wands. But I am getting like, for some people, I am feeling like a heavy masculine energy. Okay, and to clarify the Six of Wands, we have the Queen of Swords here. So, this isn't, for this deep dark desire, like I said, it's only going to take a certain person. You're not going to do this with everyone. I'm really getting either someone is on your mind that's out of reach, and there's a lot of things here around, it's kind of like messing with your mind. You've really gotten in your head about this. There's a lot of things around, like you've gone real analytical, and you've been really fighting with the fact that you've actually been getting lost in these thoughts, especially around nighttime. But this is, I feel, is either someone is also thinking about this as well and drawing you to them. There's a lot of like, I can see it's like kind of messing your mind up a bit, and that's why you've just kind of like, I'm not going to think about this, and you've been putting like a stop to the thoughts and kind of like what you've been thinking about, because but then there's still this underlining thing that if you got what you wanted, you would be victorious. And then we had like the Queen of Wands. You're victorious. Your deep darkest desires is like, there's something that you're like, if I get this, I've won. Like, I've won this. I don't know. It's almost like even one, what's the saying? One up on someone, or one, oh my God. You know what I mean? Like that saying, one up on someone. I don't know what I said. One over someone. Well, you kind of, like one over someone. Maybe there is someone that is like, you're not supposed to be with, and you would feel your deepest, darkest desires is that you would be victorious in this. I almost feel for some people, I'm hearing that you want to like ruin this person. Ruin them in every way that means. Okay, let's pick a few more cards. Oh my gosh, look, we got the Six of Wands underneath. So I am so right. And you have the Six of Wands here. So 2 Six of Wands is telling me in the universe. The Six of Wands, it's it says victory. This is what you want. Your deepest, darkest desire is there's something that is forbidden that you want. You want someone to like dominate you. And then you want this person to literally like, do a lot of things to you. But also that there's this whole thing. It's even like you would even downplay and you would even just be submissive for the fact that you knew in the end that you have won and that you were victorious. Because you can kind of see like she's cut off this head. If I can focus. See that? Right, let's pick a few more cards. Group 3, your deepest, darkest desires. Pick 3 more cards. Yeah. And then we have the Tower underneath. You just want to like ruin this person. You want to like break them. Even though you're the one who's going to be submissive, you know that in this, it's going to break them. You know it. You want, like, your deepest, darkest desire is like, you crave for this transformation. You crave for excitement. You kind of like hunger for this passion, and it's kind of like this unrequited love or lust or something here where it's like, I shouldn't really be doing this, but I feel like this is kind of what you are wanting. Okay, we have the Three of Pentacles, and that was in reverse, and the Hermit. And I think that was in reverse too. And then we have the Five of Pentacles, which was in reverse as well. So your deepest, darkest desires. You crave this thing to where you would want someone, if someone was with someone, you would want them to leave them for you, is what I'm getting. I feel like maybe, yeah, because I'm really just feeling that one main energy where even if there was someone around, you would, or if there was like a third party, or if there was something where it was like three people. I feel like you, even if there was three people in an encounter, if we're talking about sexual encounter, I feel like you would just want to be the main person, is what I'm getting. But this is in this certain, what I'm picking up on. This would be with this certain kind of energy of this person that you're manifesting, or that is kind of like this energy that has come through in this reading. There is a thing around your deepest, darkest desires, is that I feel that you want to share, like you want to tell someone about these desires. And I feel like this would be the type of energy that you would let know. I feel like you want to tell a lot of people what you would want to do that excites you. It's like it would take a certain someone for you to be able to open up to about this. And this isn't even like around emotional, it's more just, it has to be the right energy to fit this kind of like this situation, or like this thing that you would acquire. It would have to take the right person, and this person has, like I said, has to be, know what they want, is like an authoritative, passionate, knows what they're doing, and you guys kind of like, there's just this thing around you two where it would have to, you would like want to tell this person about it, but it's kind of like, yet again, like a lot of passion here, but it's almost like this really directed towards something that you want, that you have been desiring. I'm getting a Five of Pentacles too, because I feel like your deepest, darkest desires now is like you want to share this with someone. You're kind of tired of being alone, or like hiding it, or it's just like you want it to be unlocked. You want to open the door to this. You're like ready, is what I'm feeling. You're over hiding. Well, you're not really hiding it. It's just that you haven't had the person that you can share this with, and this is what has happened. So you're just like really needing someone that's going, this certain energy that we're picking up on, that would just be perfect for this, and you're just like over it. You're ready to share this with someone, is what I'm getting. Okay, let's pick some of these oracle cards to oracle cards. So are these. Okay, we have the goddess of compassion. Self-criticism is diminishing your sense of self-worth. And 3. The goddess of strength. Interesting, because you had that strength one here. You had this one, because this is you. Because this is you. But it would take only that certain someone, I've said, for you to kind of like have this desire that you're wanting. And then we have the goddess here. You've got the goddess of strength. Stand up for what you believe. You'll gain respect by holding your ground. So I feel like the messages, so we have 2 goddesses that have come through for you. I feel like there's this whole thing around shame. And it's like, if you have these thoughts, you know, because it's okay, and I'm feeling there's a lot of like having compassion for yourself. Like, you're only human. And I feel there's just like a lot of, maybe you've been, you know, like I said, when you were like fighting off these thoughts, and maybe you're being like, what am I thinking about this? Like, you could actually be speaking to yourself really harshly and stuff. And this is just saying like accept all sides of you. We are all dark and light. Like, everyone just pretends. We all have like, I mean, not, you know, we all have different thoughts, all different things. Like, we're only human. And it's kind of like maybe where you're like, I shouldn't be having this, or there's something where there was kind of this, like I said, this forbidden thing that maybe you're being actually really hard on yourself. And this is like having compassion for yourself to know that like it's okay. So I feel like you're actually being, I think you're actually being quite hard on yourself, and maybe trying to ignore the fact that you're wanting these certain things, and they are kind of just like that deep, you know, desires. Like, we all kind of have these things, but it's just saying to have more acceptance, to fully like accept this side of you. And then we have like the goddess of strength, because you do have this strong, you are a strong person. There's like quite a magic to you. You're very alluring. And I can see on here there's like words, I don't know if you can see them, but there's like random words. And one, it says, play with me. If that's relevant. And I can see like, I'm real. I don't know, it's just this thing. You're very alluring, and you may also have like this dark kind of mysterious thing to you. But if you want these other, you have these deep dark desires, it's just also saying that you're not weak for wanting them. So there's this thing around like this polarity of the strength that you exude and that you have and you hold in like everyday life, but then there's kind of like actually under there with this right energy, you actually have this like I guess, like, but not weakness in the bad sense. It's just like this, I'm getting like weakness as in, maybe that wasn't the correct word, but like it's kind of like a surrender, or like a soft spot, or something where there's something in this energy where it's like it would be something that you would succumb to. It's something that you want, and I'm just feeling that not having shame around that, and not being really hard on yourself too, is what I'm getting. Great, and that's all I have for group number 3. I hope you found this reading interesting. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my content. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me as well, all my details are in the description box below where you can find me. Yeah, I've got loads of options, and if you'd like to go on the draw to win the free reading all day, yeah, just drop a comment below and let me know how you felt about the reading. Yeah, and yeah, that was actually really interesting. And yeah, thank you so much for letting me read for you, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya. Hey Pal 3, and welcome to your reading. So today we're going to be asking the question, what is your deepest, darkest desires when it comes to love and lust? So, group number 4, what is your deepest, darkest desires when it comes to love and lust? Literally like flew out at me. Okay. Oh, we have 3. Perfect. And at the bottom of the deck we have the Emperor. Let's look at your cards. Sorry, she's come up in a few of these readings. You might have resonated with other ones. So we have the 9 of Pentacles, coins, and that was in reverse. So then reverse or upright? Reverse. Oh my gosh, it's like the same cards. Okay. 4 of Cups. That's upright. And we have the 6 of coins. So your deepest, darkest desires when it comes to love and lust. Group 4. I feel like in this group with love, you want like an energy. So either if this is, a masculine or feminine energy, depending on who you're attracted to, you kind of just want to fall into them. You want to be taken care of. You want to be held. I'm getting like a real like yearning for physical connection, for physical touch. You really want to be taken care of. Like your deepest, darkest desire is that you don't want to be independent. You want someone to take care of you. So maybe you are quite either independent in your life now, but your desire is that you actually just want someone to take care of you. So whether this also around like even financially, I'm getting as well, like you kind of maybe just, I'm getting for some that you would prefer to like have a break and you would just want someone to like take care of you, or even if it's not a person, you would just like to have you would just like to have money given to you. You don't want to work. You want to be like, you want just someone to take care of you. I'm getting. Your deepest, darkest desires is that even if you are with someone, or if you are with someone, when you're with someone, you always like fantasize and think about other people. You're not really, I feel like either you're still searching for this fulfillment. I feel like maybe it's something you felt has always been missing from your life. So whether it's like sexually or just in something you're not getting, there's something around physicality, something around something physical that I feel has always been missing or is like missing at present, and you're really like yearning for it. And even if you don't know what it is, it's coming through that you kind of have these things. So even if you do have like you do want like the money and things and to be taken care of, and this is kind of like, you know, your deepest darkest desires that you wouldn't even maybe share with someone because you would feel like, oh, I shouldn't be thinking this way or something like this. But there's this thing around that you felt that either there was a missed opportunity or you're waiting for an opportunity with someone. You want like someone, I mean, there's both like male and female, but I'm just kind of getting that you want someone to kind of like take control is what I'm getting. You're wanting someone to, where you don't have to be responsible. So maybe you've always been in relationships or with partners that you always had to do everything or think for them or make bookings or that type of thing. But I'm kind of getting there's this thing that you're not really wanting that. You're wanting someone to kind of like come in and to take you out to dinner, buy you things, give you these like pleasurable experiences. And I feel like this kind of being missing from your life is what I'm getting. You're wanting something that's not here. I feel like this is missing. It's not something that it's something that's missing. It's been like a deep, dark desire of yours, and you're actually either been asking for this and you're waiting for it. You're waiting for this offer to come in. So either you're with someone but they're not really giving you what you want, or you're wanting it from this person, or there is someone on your mind that you've kind of been calling in, and you kind of like your darkest desires, like just like take care of me and like let me rest and like but I want to look more into it. Let's like clarify. Let's clarify each card and get a bit deeper into this. Okay, we have the Eight of Cups in reverse for Nine of Pentacles. And let's clarify the Four of Cups. Because I dropped everything. I feel like that one needs to come out. And we have the Four of Swords in reverse. Reverse. And Six of Pentacles. Strength in reverse, yeah, exactly. Here with the Strength in reverse. So, you're over disappointment, you're over things not working out in the past, or you always you're over having to walk away from things, from disappointments, things that haven't worked out. I feel like there's been a lot of that in past lovers and relationships, or even kind of like you could be in a relationship now for some people that you're not really like happy with, or you have walked away from a relationship recently where you kind of always felt like, I feel like this group in your like life that, you know, the Six of Pentacles under the, I feel there's this thing, so either you had to be, or you had to be the strong one emotionally as well, and even if it was to do around financial things too, But there's this thing where, I don't know, I'm just feeling in your deepest, darkest desires is like you're kind of over being strong all the time and having to do everything, and you're over people really just like messing with you. And I feel like you've had your heart broken many a time, and you've had to really like, you're wanting to trust someone, but this is kind of like something that's quite difficult for you, I'm getting, in your deepest, darkest desire. But you want this person to come in and take care of you. But I feel like maybe you have done this before and it backfired, where either this person was too controlling and then you kind of felt like you had no independence. So I feel like maybe for some you have actually had a relationship like this, where it was kind of like good and then they took care of you, but then there's still something, or you are in this relationship, there is still something here around, there's something not fulfilling me. There's something not fulfilling me. Let's get deeper into this. Okay, group 4, deepest, darkest desires. You're also quite guarded. You're also very guarded in your deepest, darkest desires. I can feel it. You don't let a lot of people know about this. You're always used to being strong, because you would see it, perceived, yeah, and then we have like judgment. Deepest, darkest desires. Okay, we have the judgment card. Group 4. We have the priestess. One more card. The deepest, darkest desires when it comes to love or lust. You're seeking something. You're seeking something and you're feeling really guilty about this. You're wanting a relationship built more on, still one more card. You're wanting a relationship built more on just really feeling there's something inside you where you know there's like more and you're searching, but there's this thing around finding the right person and finding this in harmony, finding this in a way, because it hasn't worked out before in the past and you're unsure if it even is like a right thing. And it's kind of like, why is one of your, in your deeper and your darker, in the deep subconscious of yours. Yeah, this card came out again. Yeah, the Ten of Swords. So your deepest, darkest desire is there's a thing here around but there is a thing here too with like your wounding that's coming up, because this is a shadow side. So of course it's going to come up because, you know, but there's kind of a thing here too, is that you're used to people having wounded you in the past and having these wounds. So you're kind of like in this thing, in this desire, because this isn't to say, you know, like wrong or right, like this is just what's coming up, but it's kind of like there is this thing around, there's kind of like a lot of wounding here, and you'll kind of have this desire to kind of be, that's what it is. You want to go back to like this way of like how you were. And the Hermit came out again. Perhaps you feel like you are always alone and you're kind of just over it and you're wondering like, do I just go back to the way things were? Yeah, look. but things haven't worked out before. We have the Queen of Cups, and this is the Five of Cups. Things haven't worked out before. And I feel in this deep dark desire that maybe you are either thinking about, should I just go back to this relationship, or should I go back to a thing where you felt it was easier, or you felt this is kind of what you've known. So in your deep kind of subconscious, that there could be, a rising of, and this is why we, can't really, people don't look at these dark thoughts or these shadows, but in these shadow thoughts in this thing, we can see that is what is coming up, is healing is what is needed. You have healed from the past, but there is a thing that you felt is always being missing from your life, and you kind of have this thing where, and it's totally fine too. If everyone can live their life the way they want to, and you might want this thing where someone takes care of you, and people have those kind of relationships, and it's fine. It's a dynamic, even male or female, however you identify. If it was in harmony and if it was in complete balance, but maybe you have had these experiences where that wasn't in balance and someone was just controlling, we had that Emperor card that I put back. So maybe in these relationships and these deep kind of things you want, and I feel this is more around love that's coming through for this reading as opposed to lust. It's a sense of something's always been missing, and it's even coming through perhaps from your past lives, because maybe this was a thing where either you did, you just had a way of this is kind of how you lived, and the other person either was the financial, person that took care of things, and you took care of other things, and you kind of had a really good, balance. But I feel this is actually something you've brought on from many lives that you're learning through as a part of your soul's lesson is coming through, because you have definitely come back to learn this. So this could be around codependence, or actually you want this thing, you crave it, but you haven't found the partner yet, or you've always felt something was missing, and this has come through in many, many lives. I'm also getting, because you are looking for that spiritual partner, that person that can actually give you these things, and I feel that you're still searching. And in this too, it says darkness into darkness, the key to all mystery. So it's kind of in this darkness and these shadows is where you actually find what needs to be looked at, because there's kind of this underlying thing going on here. We go deeper. I do offer personal readings and past life readings as well, if you want to get further into this as a general reading. But let's pick some oracle cards to get some advice around this. But I am getting, let's first see if there's anything quickly coming through for lust. But I feel this is more in this group is about love, which is coming through. Is there anything about the darkest desires of lust? You want to be worshipped. We have the Empress. You want to be you it's kind of in the, she's like the mother. So you either want to be a mother, or you are a mother, or it's kind of a thing where you would just be really content and happy being a mother, and you have this good relationship and someone would take care of you. This is kind of what I feel you are wanting. But you feel it's the dark desire, but that's because there's this whole thing around the healing and it hasn't worked out before. Okay, we do have the Ace of Swords, and then we had the Star, a cool card, and that was in reverse. So I feel to do with lust. So it's so flip from this deep one we've gone to, but I wanted to just get this in. I just heard that you literally just want someone to just turn you upside down. But again, I'm getting it has to be a real deep spiritual connection. That's what you crave. That's what excites you. You're really Either like, yeah, you could have like a lot of lives too, when it's like there's a lot of things coming through for like healing. So this is something to look at. There's a lot of things coming through from like karmic relationships I'm getting, are coming through, and like tantric, but it's almost like there needs to be some real, there needs to be some deeper, to look further into this, especially really around healing and really around like your sacral, really around your chakras, being more connected. I feel like maybe there's, yeah, just like a disconnect with some things. But I mean, we could go really deeper, but I would say get a reading. Because there's a lot of things going on here around healing. So yeah, but let's get some oracle cards as well. Let's see if I'm getting anything else. Okay. It's more really about this healing though, and there is a thing too around like karmic relationships, people you've been with in the past. I feel you still carry a lot of like wounds from that I'm getting as well. Okay, let's do 2 cards. Finish this up. Okay, we have the Angel of Guidance. A renewed sense of direction and purpose will soon manifest. So obviously there's some things going on here that you are working on and that you are looking at for yourself. Oh, and we do have the Angel of Finances. That's interesting. Honor and give thanks to the blessings you're about to receive. So this is obviously this. We've got this thing around money that had come through and things that you're actually wanting to create for yourself. So it's really like looking at these things to heal them so you can have the life that you do want and not suppressing them. There is like a lot of things here that I would so recommend like looking into in terms of what needs to be healed from the past, and so that you can have this thing around what is it with this. So if you are trying to manifest, I am getting, around like your finances, that it's saying that to, giving thanks and blessings for something is about to come in for you. And there's a renewed sense of direction and purpose will soon manifest. So maybe you have been asking for guidance in terms of like your career and your love life. I feel this is like come in as guidance and as like an answer, that your prayers have been answered and that things are going to change. But it's just really looking at what is kind of going on and not avoiding it so you can heal it. And that's when like things will start to manifest and come through. So either this is looking at either for some people could be around like maybe you don't think if you do want to earn money, maybe you think that you wouldn't be able to without a person, where it's saying that actually like you can. For some people, if that is like, like maybe you've always felt like you had to have someone to kind of provide for you, but it's kind of just looking into the shadow, like this thing that we're looking into to see what is really going on like underneath there. And that's kind of when the healing occurs. That's when we've also had the opening to like this new direction and this new, where it says this new purpose will soon manifest for you. Great, and that's all I have for group number 4. I hope you found that reading interesting. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my content. And if you would like to book a more personal reading to get more in depth with this, because there's quite a lot of things that came through, all my details are in the description box below. And if you'd like to go on the draw to win the free reading, just drop a comment below, and I will be picking a winner on the first of every month. So thank you for letting me read for you, and I hope this was of some guidance for you, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.